Hello, Saints. We talked about the 144,000 this weekend. And the one point I want to really bring out about this chapter 7, we talked about who the 144,000 were here a couple days ago. But today, I want to take us back to Revelation chapter 3, verse 21. This is to the church of Laodicea. Each church, Jesus makes a promise to those who overcome. To him who overcomes, he says, I will grant to sit with me in my throne, as I have overcome and sit with him, would sit with my Father in his throne. What this text is not just a promise to Laodicea, it's to the whole church across the ages. Remember, these aren't 7 different churches, they're 7 phases of one church. And so everybody gets the promise. So this verse, this promise, looks back over the 7 churches to those who conquer. But it also looks forward to the next section of the book, which is the seals. It's called a dual directional verse. And there are a number of them in the book of Revelation. And preparing us for that next section, which is the seals, is a time period where we see the church, living in the church age on earth, overcoming, preparing for Jesus, so we can be with him. Like Ephesians 2:6, we set with Jesus. That's the followers of Jesus. We set with Jesus in heavenly places. And that's not a promise in the future, that's a promise for a present reality. That's our place. I was a board member in a corporation. I had a seat at the table. I didn't sit there all day long. That was my position. Your position, my position as followers of Christ are in heavenly places. We sit with Christ Jesus. And as we see the church overcoming in the seals, and that's a whole separate story. At the end, in chapter 7, we see that great multitude come before the throne there in verse 15 and receive that final promise, which says, for this reason, they are before the throne of God, and they serve him day and night in his temple. And he who sits in the throne shall spread his tabernacle over them. We sit with Christ in heavenly places, and he brings his home over us and brings us in. That's the promise of chapter 7. It's not about who's worthy to be saved, but about sitting with Jesus, about going home. Blessings.